Hey guys, I hope everyone's having a good, I don't know, it's not really a break from me. I'm going to kind of walk you through how we are going to start this story. So, you guys yesterday filled in your organizer to start your story. This is mine. And we're going to be kind of going through day by day, adding to our story until we have a complete story. So we're not going to write it all today. We're going to just kind of go through it. If I was kind of putting this into a Foursquare, it would look a little different because it's not something that I'm finding evidence for. It's something that I'm writing myself. So in my first paragraph here, you can see I put the title, and I want to make sure that I put my beginning information that I need. I'm going to introduce my characters, tell the setting of the story, and tell what the crime is. That's kind of how I want to set up my mystery. Because in the rest of my mystery, I'll be solving it and going through the evidence. So I go up here, and the next thing I want to worry about is my evidence, my witnesses, and my suspects. So I'm going to show you what I did today for my first writing, where I did my introduction, and then I started working through this. Now, I did not put yet all of my evidence in. That's okay, because I'll get to the rest of it tomorrow. So you might find where you get to a place where you feel like it's a good stopping point, and you might have other evidence here on your sheet, like your clues and whatnot, that you aren't ready to put in just today, and that's okay. You can add that in tomorrow. The other things then that we'll be adding, we'll be going through the suspects a little more and their alibis, like where were they? How do we know they didn't do it? We'll go through all the evidence and solve it and reveal our findings at the end. But today we're just going to try to get a start, introduce our characters, set up the crime, and then we might go through some evidence, witnesses, and suspects. But you've already kind of thought about what your mystery is going to be because you did your whole planner. So I like to have my planner out next to me when I was starting my story here, and you could either print yours or have it open in another tab, whatever's going to work for you. So you can see on my doc here, the case of the missing sneakers is where I started. I put my title. And then I started with my story. A scream rang out through the locker room. "My shoes are gone," yelled Benny Basketball. At the sound of his shouting, Benny's teammates came running. Okay, so in my first paragraph here, I've already told what my setting is. The locker room, that's where this is kind of taking place. I've told my crime, the shoes are gone. I've given my main character, Basketball Benny, and I've also said that his teammates are coming. But I've given all that introductory information here just in these couple sentences. "What's going on, man?" asked Randy Passer, a member of Benny's basketball team. And you can see I put Randy Passer over here as a suspect. So I wanted to make sure that I get him involved. Notice I'm also going to be mentioning all these other names because I want all my characters kind of introduced in the beginning, so I can use them as I want. "My lucky game sneakers are gone," said Benny. "I left them in my locker before practice, and now they're gone. There's no way that I'll be able to play against the Eagles this weekend without my lucky sneakers. Anytime I try to play without them in a game, I stumble around and miss all my shots. They give me my game time swag." "What do they look like?" asked Randy Passer. "We could search the locker room for them." "You know what they look like, Randy," gruffed Benny. "You asked to borrow them every game." Okay, so on my sheet that I made Randy Passer a suspect. So I kind of set him up here in my story for that. I have him like innocently asking what they look like so they can search the locker room. And then I have Benny kind of calling him out. "You know what they look like because you asked to borrow them." So that kind of makes Randy look a little guilty. whether or not he is. And you can see in the next sentence, "Oh yeah," said Randy softly, shifting his eyes from side to side. I forgot. Anytime you use that word shifty or shifting, it always looks kind of devious. So that's why I put that there. So now I've got a little bit of questioning going on about Randy Passer. At that moment, Coach Hoops and Wilson Cluefinder, so there's the rest of my characters, almost, I have one more that I'll get to, burst into the locker room. "Team, be on alert," Coach blurted. "Wilson and I just spotted Ian Ness, the star player for the Eagles, by the door to our gym. I know he's trying to sabotage us before the big game on Saturday." "I bet he took my sneakers," shouted Benny. So look, now I have my other suspect, Ian Ness. Where is he? Right here. And I had Coach kind of set him up. He's trying to sabotage us before the big game. So now I have both of my suspects in there. "I bet he took my sneakers," shouted Benny. Benny explained to Coach and Wilson the missing sneakers. "No need to worry," said Wilson. "Wilson Cluefinder is on the case. I will find your sneakers before the big game." So that's kind of where I'm going to stop for today. I had my beginning. I've given the setting. I've given the main character, the crime, who my suspects are. I haven't really worked through too many clues or any of that yet, but we're going to just add a little bit to our story each day. I'm not saying like every day you have to add a page. You can see this is just how long mine is. That's how much it took me to get the information of where I wanted to start it. Yours might be different, and that's okay. All of ours are going to be different. It's not a big deal. Just make sure that you get that information, that beginning information in your story, and then we will continue more in our story tomorrow. Hope to see you guys soon. I can't wait to read your stories. Get them started.